Have we finally discovered who the real villain of Star Wars, Maul, Shadow Lord, is? Episodes 3 and 4 changed everything. Maul is trying to rebuild his criminal empire, recruit a brand new apprentice, fight off the Pykes, and somehow stay one step ahead of the Empire. A Star Destroyer is descending in the skies, and Maul may have accidentally created a threat even bigger than himself. What's up, Headless Horde? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm breaking down everything that happened in episodes 3 and 4 of Maul, Shadow Lord, including Maul's plan for Devon, the shocking betrayal by Two Boots, why Lawson may now have to work for Maul, and how the arrival of the Empire completely changes the future of the series. But before we jump in, make sure to subscribe, smash that like, because these episodes are packed with hidden details, major Star Wars connections, and some huge clues about where the story is heading next. Janix continues to be one of the most interesting locations we have seen in Star Wars in years. The Mid-Rim world is basically one giant crime-ridden city built into an ancient crater, surrounded by dense jungle and barely touched by the early Empire. That has allowed Maul to quietly rebuild the Shadow Collective after the fall of the Republic. But now, that secrecy is beginning to collapse. In Episode 3, titled Whispers in the Unknown, begins immediately after the ending of Episode 2. Devon has escaped from her cell inside Maul's hideout beneath Janix. But before she can get very far, she is cornered by Rook Kast and the Mandalorians. Maul sees it, Devon heads back over to him, and this is where the episode really gets interesting. Maul is not acting like the monster we saw in the Clone Wars or even in Rebels. Instead, he calmly invites Devon to sit down and even asks how her arm is healing. Sam Witwer absolutely nails this scene because Maul feels dangerous, but also strangely sincere. Maul begins comparing his life to Devon's. He talks about how both of them were betrayed by the systems that they were supposed to be guided by. Devon lost the Jedi Order because of Order 66. Maul was abandoned and manipulated by Darth Sidious. And according to Maul, they both have the same enemy. For the first time in Star Wars, Maul feels less like a pure villain and more like a tragic anti-hero. He is still ruthless and manipulative, but there's also part of him that honestly believes he is right. One of the most fascinating moments comes when Maul directly mentions Darth Sidious and tells Devon that the Jedi never understood him. He says that she could become the one person capable of helping him destroy the Emperor. This is what makes Devon so important. Maul does not just want another apprentice, he wants someone powerful enough to stand beside him when he finally takes his revenge on Sidious. Devon responds by stealing Maul's lightsaber with the Force and igniting it herself. It is such a cool moment because for a second, it looks like she might actually kill him. But Maul never seems worried. In fact, he almost looks impressed. Meanwhile, the series continues its surprisingly strong police storyline with Brander Lawson and Two Boots. Lawson is still trying to bring Maul down without involving the Empire. This is important because Lawson knows that the Empire comes to Janix, things will only get worse. The chemistry between Lawson and Two Boots continues to be one of the highlights of the show. Two Boots definitely has funny moments, but also increasingly frustrating because he keeps insisting that they call the Empire for help. Lawson refuses this every time, and now we know why. We learn that Lawson's ex-wife works for the Empire. That explains why he distrusts them so much and why he desperately wants to solve this case himself. Lawson is not just fighting Maul, he is fighting to keep Janix independent from the Empire. The episode also gives us more of Lawson's relationship with his son, Riley. Lawson tries to attend Riley's sporting event, but of course he gets pulled away because of the Maul investigation. It is a small scene, but it works really well because it reminds us that Lawson is not some perfect hero. He is trying to do the right thing, but he keeps failing the people closest to him. While all that is happening, Maul is making moves against the Pyke Syndicate. Rook Kast and Vario contact Mark Krim on Obadiah, and tried to smooth things over after the Shadow Collective attacked Pyke shipments. But there is clearly no way this deal is going to hold. By the end of episode 4, Maul decides he is done negotiating. He murders the Pyke leader and effectively takes control, bringing him one step closer to rebuilding the Shadow Collective into the powerful criminal empire he once ruled during the Clone Wars. But this is also where Maul's bigger problem begins. Maul wants complete control over Janix before the Empire notices him. He knows he is not ready to challenge Sidious yet. He needs more time, more allies, and more importantly, Devon. That leads us to one of the best scenes in the series thus far. After finally escaping the hideout, Devon reaches the exit. She is so close to freedom, but waiting for her is Maul. The two ignite their lightsabers and begin fighting. What makes this duel so good is that Maul is barely trying. He only uses one hand for most of the fight. He could easily kill Devon multiple times, but he never does. That tells us everything that we need to know. Maul still wants her alive. He wants Devon to embrace her anger. He wants her to stop seeing him as a monster and start seeing him as the only person who understands what she has been through. And for a brief moment, it almost works. During the duel, Devon taps into her rage and pushes Maul harder than she ever has before. You can see it on Maul's face. This is exactly what he wants. He believes Devon is finally beginning to unlock her true potential. But before you can fully win her over, Devon reunites with her master, Daki. Daki has been one of the most mysterious parts of the series so far. He clearly knows more about Maul's interest in Devon than he's willing to admit. When Lawson asks him why Maul wants her, Daki simply says, "That is another mystery." That line feels incredibly important. I would not be surprised if Daki knows something about Devon's connection to the Force that even she does not know yet. Maybe she is stronger than we realize. Maybe there is some prophecy or secret that Maul has uncovered. Whatever it is, Devon is clearly the key to the entire story. Then comes the ending. Lawson and Maul's forces finally collide. Lawson tries one last time to take Maul in peacefully. Surprisingly, Maul is willing to make a deal. He does not want open war, but Lawson doesn't feel like he can trust him. That leads to a massive shootout where the Janix police and the Shadow Collective, while Maul, Devon, and Daki clash in a lightsaber battle. Then Two Boots betrays Lawson. After being ignored for multiple episodes now, Two Boots follows his programming and secretly calls in the Empire. Suddenly, the Imperial March begins. A Star Destroyer appears above Janix. And just like that, everything changes. This is the moment the series reveals who the true villain really is. Yes, Maul is still dangerous. He is still violent and power-hungry. But the Empire is worse. For Lawson, the Empire represents fascism, control, and the end of Janix's freedom. For Maul, the Empire represents Darth Sidious. It represents the man who destroyed his life. That means Maul and Lawson may now have something they never expected. A common enemy. I think this is where the rest of the season is headed. The trailers have already shown Maul fighting Imperial Inquisitors. And honestly, that may be the only way Maul can survive. If Maul can eliminate the Inquisitors and weaken the Empire's grip on Janix, he may gain Devon's trust in the process. Devon and Daki could even end up reluctantly fighting alongside him. Imagine this for a second. Maul, a surviving Jedi Master, and an Order 66 survivor teaming up against the Empire. Now that would be one of the wildest alliances we have ever seen in Star Wars. And honestly, that is what makes Maul Shadow Lord so fascinating. This is not a simple story about good versus evil. It is a story about broken people trying to survive in a galaxy ruled by monsters. Right now, Maul is walking a very dangerous line. He still wants revenge against Sidious. He still wants Devon as his apprentice. And he still wants to rebuild the Shadow Collective. But now, the Empire is here. And I think Maul may have finally found an enemy even he cannot control. So what did you think of episode 3 and 4? Do you think Devon will eventually join Maul? Will Lawson and Maul be forced to work together? And who do you think the first Inquisitor Maul is going to face will be? Let me know your thoughts and theories down in the comment section below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to keep those heads on and I'll see you guys in the next video.